cold air drifts in the thick, brambled wood. Its persistent, biting sting sneaks into the armor slits, stiffening the joints. Snow piles up on twisting tree branches, blown down by cold wind. Two adventurers walk through this wood.
Oi, Jack. I believe we are getting closer.
Jack certainly hopes so. Freezing me balls off here.
Wait, hold on. What about all the fur? I thought you could not feel any cold.
Oh, I'm not sure who, sold you that, lie, but, the sting of winter can get through even the fur.
I see. Well, anyhow, and I clean off a large purple ooze coming out of my nostrils. Very well then. Hopefully it is not as cold inside of the place.
It being a grave, I wouldn't think so. But here's
Well,
open.
you see, the earth is really good at holding the temperature, so trust me. I slap on your shoulder with my dirty hands, with moldy puffs coming out of the seams of my gloves.
Sort of, feel the back and go, thanks, Grimble.
I keep on treading ahead. The burial mound should be near.
Let's get going then.
The trees begin to reveal a clearing ahead. There are standing stones jutting out of the ground, formed into a circle. And past it, in the distance, a flat, smaller hill.
Do you reckon that is our goal? I point with my stubby fingers.
Looking at the stones, I go, well, it appears ostentatious enough to be a grave of a long dead hero.
Aye. Well, let us get going. My feet are already getting tired from all the walking.
Aye, let's do it.
The trees made of twisted hazel, oak trees, seemingly closing in, blocking the way out as the party walks by. 7 stones, 7 feet tall. And in the middle, between this round circle of stones, is a large skeleton of a stag.
Well, that is a strange burial ritual, huh? Why just not put on the earth?
Hmm. Who knows? Humans rather enjoy their ritual, even for their dead.
I walk closer to the deer skeleton. I bend down. I analyze how, in what shape the skeleton is, if it's consumed by any sort of roots or fungi.
It's twitching. It's slime coated, bright green, glowing, evaporating, and a lingering cloud of evaporating slime.
Oi, Jack, come look at this.
Getting close to the skeleton and seeing this slime kind of, take a finger, kind of dab, it into the slime, pick it up, sort of rub it between my fingers to try to determine what it is.
Roll search.
That's a 5. That's a fail.
All you know is that it's acrid.
Never seen the like of it before.
Let me have a one. I once again wipe off the purple ooze off my nostrils, and with one finger I scoop it up and I lick it.
Okay. Roll search.
Fail.
Both of the adventurers getting close to this skeleton. You begin to feel lightheadedness, the sting of the liquid on your tongue, and the goose scent, the haze, in entering the noseway. It brings on a headiness.
Does not taste like any booze, but once again I wipe off the ooze out of my nostrils.
I take a minute with the other hand to sort of like pinch the nose, kind of try to shake off the oncoming drunken feeling that I'm experiencing.
I reckon we should keep some of it. Do you? As I turn my head, my skin flaps, my double, triple chins wiggle. Do you have a vial? We should bring some of that.
I reach in to my backpack. I bring out a single vial, maybe sort of taking some of the the ooze that I've collected in my hand, maybe rub it onto the top of the vial. Some of it like sort of slips in, close it up, put it back in my backpack.
Make sure to not break it, Jack.
Well, Jack, he's good on his feet. I wouldn't worry too much about it.
On the way back, we can scoop some more. I a bit wobbly. Try to stand up on my feet again.
I wobbly try to get up on my feet as well.
Good. Getting tired. Let's find the entrance and maybe set a camp. What'd you say?
Sounds good.
All right. I'll go to that side. We circle, find each other on the back. Huh?
All right, I'll do that.
I'm supporting myself on the stone pillars as I walk around, trying to look for an entrance.
The stone pillars themselves etched with runic markings, mossy, clad with dangling beards. Roll search.
Fail.
But there is no entrance to be found. Save for the hill down the path. Just a few feet away, there seems to be a entryway in the hill.
Jack! Jack!
Alright.
Found no entry here.
Neither. No entry here either. You reckon it's further along?
Aye, perhaps. I reach for one of the dangling moss. I grab a clump of it, and I start chewing. Let us go to the bigger hill then.
Aye, and I'll begin making my way down the path towards the hill.
As you chew on the moss, there is a carving that has been revealed underneath the moss.
What? Hold on. I carefully swipe the rest of the moss.
With the taste of grassiness in your mouth, carved are images of icy, fey figures. They wail and writhe and look to be as if in torment.
I narrow my eyes, sucking in once again the ooze coming out of my nostrils. Can I read this? Jack?
I'll make my way back to where Grimble is waiting, and seeing the carvings on the wall, sort of should I? Ugh. What do you think that is?
I deny much, but it looks like to be fey.
Yeah, they do have that look about them.
You can I read?
I sort of look over the stone and the carving for any runes, letterings, any language that I might recognize.
The carvings on this stone contains a magical script. It is known to you. If deciphered, this script appears to have some function in rituals of summoning. These icy fae figures are known to you. The legions of the Cold Prince.
Frost elves, servants of the Cold Prince. These runes seem to be involved in summoning rituals.
Ugh. My breath stinking with the smell of grass and mold. Then let's better leave it be, huh?
Better, yeah. These letterings could be deciphered, though. Might come back later.
All right. I turn my back to the stone pillar, and with heavy steps start going down that towards the direction of the hill.
I'll look back on the carving sort of one more time, and with a shiver, kind of follow Grimble towards the hill.
A wide hillock converges at the path ahead, and there is a stony entrance tangled by thorns. The path itself to the entrance faint, disused, overgrown.
Look, there's growth. That is a good omen.
Seems more like a sign of abandonment to me.
Aye, but life still persists.
True. Maybe just not the life I had in mind.
I approach the thorns, wiping once again. My gloves already staining deep blue. All right, trying to find a points where I can cut through the thorns to open passage.
The thorns, consisting of brambles and wild roses, tangle all around this tomb door. It's a massive granite slab sealing the mound. These lichen and wild roses are pinched by the slab at the sides. But there seems no way to use them to open this massive door.
Well, we could take the time to cut every single bramble, but I look up to the sky, seeing how late it is.
The sky turns from orange to blue. The sun is setting.
What do you think, Jack?
I sort of look over the slab, blocking the entrance, seeing if there are any gaps sort of between it and the entrance that might...
Roll search.
Okay. That's 5, that's a fail.
All these greens and red greeneries are making it difficult. There seems to be no weakness in this massive stone slab.
Perhaps we set camp and make a better thorough search in the morning.
Perhaps, may take us a while to maybe cut through the growth.
Well, I scratch my triple chin. Some flaking off green lichen. Let me try I get really close to the thorns. I carefully lay my gloved hand and approach my face to it. And I start speaking in a different tongue, in Woldish. Root, friend of mine, will you entertain me just for this one time? What is the way inside the burial mount? Please answer me, my kindred spirit. Forward answer.
The earth shakes, and a voice responds. Wormhole, northwest.
I nod. Once again, with my other hand, I carefully touch on the thorns again. Thank you very much, friend. I allow you to rest once again. I pick that snooze, that ooze out of my nose. I gently rub on the thorns. Speaking back to Jack in a known language. To the west, there is an entrance. A wormhole.
How do you reckon that?
Well, I ask the root. I point back.
Didn't know plants could talk.
They can if you respect and understand them.
I nod, tactfully.
You're the only talking cat I know as well.
That's true. Although most cats, you can talk to most cats too. You understand them.
Living and learning, huh?
It would seem so.
So would you reckon we set camp now, produce a fire, and go west in the morning?
As it's sunset. I reckon we can do it now. Get it over with. Set camp later.
You think so? Very well. I start. I spin a bit, find west. There should be the way. Wormhole. Be on the lookout.
All right. I'll make my way in a west-northwest direction.
Only after 10, 15 paces. It's easy enough to find with the guidance of the route. There's a 2 feet wide hole, a narrow hole at the edge of the mound, and a slime trail follows into it with gooey and opalescence.
Here. I could fit height-wise, but I kind of gauge my own girth with my hands and try to compare with the narrowness of the entrance.
I, with my plate armor on, kind of go, look at it and go, yeah, squeezing through that's going to be a bit of an issue.
Perhaps sideways.
I take a moment, sort of stay still, and after a fashion, I will shift from my humanoid form into my jester form, which will look like basically a normal cat walking on all fours, maybe slightly bigger than your average size cat. The cat will look up to sort of Grimble and go meow and sort of make his way into the wormhole.
I nod to the cat. I sit down, looking at the entrance, feeling the air, waiting.
The wormhole continues for about 15 feet. It shifts a little bit. The hole itself, a little bit of vibration and anticipation while the cat crawls inside. Then, eventually, you make it through into a stony, musty room. It's a little wet at the ceilings and walls. There's a door, but from the hole you entered in, the wall is all collapsed.
I'll, having come out of the other side of the hole, sort of take a minute to shake my fur, kind of get the weird feeling out of me before taking a moment to again shift back to my humanoid form. And I do a look towards the wormhole again, sort of shout, Grimble, you hear me?
With my stubby finger, I'm drawing little figures on the dirt. Hi. Is it good?
I've made it to the other side. Part of the walls collapsed, but there's a door.
All right. Stand up. I remove my backpack and hold it in front of me. I'll squeeze through. Here I come. I make my way, squeezing through the gap, trying to analyze the walls of the wormhole as I go.
It's truly dank. Dark, too. From inside the room, there's a moldy writing desk, decaying wood, with a locked drawer on top of it. Then something stirs from beneath the rubble, just at the ruins of the hole, the ruined wall. Squirming, tongue-like worms, dark pink, bumpy, 4 feet long, thigh thick, with tooth-ringed mouths like lampreys. 3 of them ravenously break free of the rubble and turn their eyes on you.
I just come out of the hole. I drop my backpack. All riddled with more dirt and growth on me than before. Hey, prepare! I pull out my long sword.
I'll pull out a club, sort of, take it in hand, ready to fight.
It looks like food came to us, huh? I charge ahead, trying to strike down at the first creature.
Roll.
13.
Success.
The sword makes contact with the leathery skin for damage.
With a single strike, the worm is sliced, and acid pops out of it as it explodes onto you. Take 1 damage.
Ay.
2 more worms remain. One of them starts squirming and ravenously making their way towards Jack, striking forth. 17.
That's a hit.
Take 2 damage as it bites you. And acid stings onto the skin, seeping forth from its bite.
Ah! I'll, in response, it having bit me, sort of take the club and start whacking it. And what I assume is the head. That's a 6.
Failure. It writhes its way out of that move, unlatching from you. The second worm follows up, sprinting towards Grimble, its slithery form springing forth from the ground towards him. 12.
I managed to deflect out of my way with the end of my longsword, evading the attack.
It is flung to the other far wall.
Oh, keep on your feet, Jack. I rush towards the one that I tossed aside. Try to slash it sideways.
Roll.
15.
Success.
4 damage.
Killed.
Hey, watch out for the blood.
As you say that, the blood sputters once more, splashing onto you. Take another 1 damage.
The moss and dirt layer I have on my face is eating away, showing greenish skin, becoming redder.
Jack.
Jack sort of takes a second, and you see him convulse slightly as he then spews forth a fur ball that launches towards the worm. Make a save against blast.
Blast. Failure.
He takes 5 damage.
The fur ball dispatches the worm.
I would, take... looking a little worse for wear after having done that. Get has his hand, or I have my hand over where my stomach, looking a little worse for wear.
The worm tongues all dispatched. A stillness returns to this quarter.
Holding my long sword, I approach Jack. Hey, friend. How you feeling? Did it get you?
Looking at the arm where the worm got me. Yeah, it got a good, or took a good chunk out of me, but I think I'll be alright for now.
As you say that, the blood that remains on your skin from this worm tongue acidically boils into it. Take another 1 damage, Jack.
We have to wash it.
It seems so.
Well, I look around. I don't think we can find water here, but here. I go to my backpack. I start rummaging through it. Pull out a rag. Dirty, mossy rag. Hey, Jack.
I'll take the rag and try and attempt to wipe the blood off of my arm.
It's crude, but this blood is cleaned away.
I hand the mossy rag back to Grimble. Thanks.
A big smile, pulling the wrinkles of my fat rolls. Hey, I pick the rag and I use it to clean the purples out my nose. Stuff into a back pocket. It took a chunk out of you. Now I crouch in front of that worm. Now let me see if we can take a bite out of this one, huh? Perhaps if we cook or boil. I try to see if I could possibly cook one of the worms.
These are worm tongues. Small, edible bugs. Yes, you could eat these.
Yes, with some fire. Fire will it stops the burning. It becomes very, very flavorful. I look back at you, crouched over the thing, with a big smile, rotten tooth.
I hear that and I go, I see. That's good to know.
Yeah, I pick by the so-called neck, the sliced off part of the body of the worm. All right. I don't think we can set fire in here. The smoke would be far too dangerous. Perhaps down ahead there is a more open space.
Agreed. Let's find a more open space.
Here, I will grab the worms. I start walking, like slumping to one worm, picking it up. Can you check the table?
I nod and make my way to the table.
Roll search.
Okay. That's a success.
Success. As Jack walks to the table, it's decaying wood carved with angels, and this locked drawer. It's brittle, easily smashed open. Something shifts in the ground. One of these tiles, the flagstone, is loose.
I take a minute to bend down and lift the loose flagstone.
With a thick, weighty drop, beneath this loose flagstone is a small space, and a locked metal box engraved with serpents coiled around the lock is revealed.
I look at it, and then it's like a surprise. I go, "Ho ho! What have we here?" And sort of pick it up in my hands. I look at the lock, determine if it will be easy to break open.
Your instincts tell you that it would not be a difficult task, but this lock signals every signal that it is trapped.
I pick it, having it in hand, I'll set it on the mossy table and examine it further, see if the traps can be disabled.
Roll.
That's a 4, that's a fail.
The lock is undone. That task is easy. But then a poison needle strikes towards your fingertip. Roll a save versus doom.
Success, that's a 19.
With gladness, you are just barely able to avoid the damage. The pinprick you are quick enough to avoid the pinprick, and poison juts out of it just past your shoulder. Grimble.
Oof.
I slap the 3 worms onto his shoulder, carrying as if it was a log. I look back. Hey, you found some?
I look back to Grimble. Find a lockbox.
Hey, why your head standing up all like that? What happened?
Just barely dodged the poison needle trap. Looks like I'm getting rusty.
Probably something valuable. We could sell it. Buy us some booze on the way back, huh? I walk over to my backpack. One hand holding the 3 worms, the other one I clasp the backpack.
The locked box contains a variety of treasures. Useful. Check Discord.
As I open the box, what's seen is like a silver holy symbol, sort of holy scrolls of holy magic, prayer books, and other sort of assorted religious items. They all look pretty valuable.
Oh, how much you reckon we can make with this?
Quite a bit of gold, I'd say. Hundreds.
Hey, that should last at least a week of booze, huh?
Yeah, I'd say it should about a week.
I'll try to restrain myself a bit more. Aye. All right, you can put away the books. We still got a job to do. I'm hungry. I'm thirsty.
I'll close the lockbox and put it in the backpack, for us to go over later and make our way to finding a more open space to camp.
Besides that wormhole, on the east side, the long side of this wall, is a door. Its wood is swollen, damp, but it's locked.
I sniff in the purple ooze with both hands busy. Look, I'm sure my good friends have already eaten most of the wood. Just put us some pressure.
I look at the lock again, attempting to determine if we could pick it easily.
Your good friend is accurate, most likely.
Yeah, I reckon like it would give away easy to a bit of force.
Right, yeah. I had let go of the worms. They plop on the mossy floor. I roll my shoulders. With my hands on the door, I first feel the texture, the smell of it.
Mixed with the musty, dank, stifling air in this quarters. The door scent is oaken, moldy, and quite brittle.
Aye. All right. I start by increments applying my weight onto the middle of the door.
It gives way to your weight, cracks open, and is falled off its hinges down onto the floor in the hallway.
There you go. I try to adjust my eyes to see what's inside the other side.
A chapel. Stone blocks form the walls and floor, and the ceiling, vaulted ceiling, is 20 feet high. It's pretty tall. There are several wooden pews. On the front part of the room, there is a stone altar. But all throughout are several varieties of ragged tapestries.
Hey, Jack, look! I point, looking at Jack with, once again, my rolls of skin twisted as I turn around. Look, a dining hall!
I sort of focus in, looking into the room. I go, I don't think that's the dining hall, Grimble. It looks more like one of those human religions place of worship.
My naive smile melts into a confused look. Eh? Look back. Either way, shall serve as our dining hall tonight, huh? I go back to the worms, pick it up. My backpack. You know what? I quite like it here. It smells like home, feels like home.
Well, home is home. I doubt the humans will care that much if we borrow it for a spell.
Yeah, it's been abandoned. So if they cared, would not be like this, huh? I walking into the temple section. I drop the worms once again. All right, now what would be a good place to start a little fire?
I look towards the altar and the area around it and go, oh, that seems as good a place as any, don't you think?
The elevated bit?
Aye.
It's hard to maintain the fire and roast the worms. We can eat there, though. That's a good table.
Yeah, if you say so.
I started looking around for more bits of wood. Hey, Jack, perhaps the tapestry. We can burn that.
You reckon it burns good?
Well, not much option, right?
Yeah, true.
I will scoop the door and even the table. I'll be back. I set my backpack. I pull out my long sword, set next to the worms. I pull out a short sword next to my hip. And I go back to the entrance of the hole towards the table.
I look towards the tapestries, sort of take out a dagger, maybe see if I can cut some of it to be used as kindling for the fire.
The beautiful designs of the tapestry depicting a human warrior and Saint Sedge, the same statue on the far stone altar, a holy warrior. Meeting in depth these two warriors depicted on this tapestry as it is cut apart. A fine, it was ragged but good textured cloth for the fire.
I start hacking at the moldy table, breaking into smaller pieces to carry back.
The loud noise of the table breaking. The drawer cracks open. A book falls out.
I press on with the preparations to start a small campfire.
I continue to cut at the tapestry. Kind of, just thinking out loud. It's a shame this place was abandoned. All of this fine craftsmanship these humans put into this place. Is any wonder the magic's fading, the way they treat places like this?
Hey, it makes no sense. Why put so much work into something just to forget it? I'm already around a pile of moldy wood, grabbing a fire starter.
I sort of stopped to think on Grimble's question before answering. Who knows? Short-lived races like them have no appreciation for the, beautiful things of the world, or finishing it off and maybe taking what I have to Grimble to add to the kindling of the fire.
I'm nodding, sniffing in the purple ooze as I'm twisting the firebolt to start a fire.
The fire burns bright. Effective heat brought into this cold, dank room.
All right, just cut off the heads and we can either screw them whole or by bits, by segments, huh?
Segmented would seem fine.
All right. Put one in my lap. I start cutting. And some little wooden sticks in my backpack. I skewer 2 segments into every stick. Start holding over the fire. I look around as I'm roasting the the worm. So this is a lot of work for a burial place, huh?
The man, or the one buried here, seemed to have been a great warrior of some description.
Oh, I see. Flipping. As the meat, the skin of the meat shrinkles and becomes browner. Smell of burned worm spreading. Well, it was an important human, I see.
I doubt they go to all this much effort for just anybody.
Well, my people, we treat everyone the same once they're dead. Back to the earth, just whence you came.
That would seem a good system. Fair.
Aye, and you can plant all sorts of veggies on them, and you can eat them. They stay with you.
I look a little sort of shocked, unsettled by that, and I think, yeah, that's certainly one way to do that.
I take a chunk out of the worm, the rubbery. We ought to buy more seasonings as well, huh?
I'm sure it would have helped with the taste. And I'll take a moment, maybe take off my dapper top hat, set it aside before maybe picking up a skewer myself and biting in.
It's gamey, slightly underseasoned, but edible. Both of you regain 3 HP.
After I finish one lump of it, I belch really loud. Mossy breath. Aye. We can keep some for the way back. I reckon we won't take as much as to, they go bad. And even if we do, it's a little bit of mold is an extra flavor, huh?
Well, never thought about it in that way. But there's a first time for everything, eh?
I continue on eating and resting a while before just laying to my side around the fire, just using my own skin folds, fat rolls as a natural pillow.
Jack?
As I finish off my my meal, sort of take the skewer, maybe kind of use it as a toothpick, kind of try to pick out the little bits of flesh that are kind of caught between my teeth.
In seconds, I begin snoring.
Kind of, sorry, you want to?
Go ahead.
I kind of sort of, take the skewer, maybe take like the less pointy end, maybe poke Grimble with it. Grimble.
Blinking, wiping off my my purple ooze. Huh? Jack? Hey, what's the issue?
Didn't think we were sleeping here, I guess.
Well, I kick off my boots with my legs. A mixture of gorgonzola and rotten milk fills the air. Well, I walked a lot, and I'm very weary. I had a meal. I got no booze. I want to rest a little.
I'll not
What?
argue with him.
I rest for about 4 hours. You wake me up. You can rest for 4 hours. We take turns.
Sort of nod in agreement and prepare to take watch, I guess.
I began falling asleep fast again, itching the sole of my toe with my huge bark-like toenails, scraping off a bunch of debris, dead skin mixing with mold.
Rest arrives, and some hours pass in this room to no event. It's smell this room, the dank, moldy air doesn't change. And then soon enough, 4 hours have passed, and it's time for Jack and Grimble to switch out.
I'm snoring more quietly. At this point, more of a breathy snore.
Sensing that it's about time to switch out, I'll walk over to Grimble, maybe give him a light kick.
Immediately propping myself up. All right. You go rest now, Jack.
I'll nod, sort of go back over to where I was sitting and take a minute to sort of shift into my Chester form, and then, curl up beside the dying embers of the fire and go to sleep.
I stand up, scratching my butt. I walk over to one corner. I pull down my pants. I have 2 huge growth puffs on my buttocks. I squat down and I relieve myself of number 2 during my watch and wait for.
Grimble regain 1 HP. As the stool brings on a great waft of scent into the room. Roll a constitution check, Jack.
Okay. $11.
It's a D6 plus your con
Oh,
modifier.
yes, right.
All good, brother.
That's a fail.
Okay. Target 4?
Yep, that's a fail. It was a 1.
Okay. You do not regain 1 HP in the night and the rest. Through your watch, Grimble, fairly uneventful once more until something comes to you. What can only be described as an apparition, a vision of some kind. Cold air battles your freshly made fire. it wafts in. The chapel room has two exits, to the north and to the south, but this priest's quarters is to the west of this chapel. From the north door of the chapel, a woman appears, beautiful, elfin, all white, scintillating skin. She strolls through the stone altar. There's a star upon her brow. In this empty space, she looks to you. The ring. Do you have it?
Mouth half open, eyes wide open as well, looking at her during this whole process. I don't have it right now. I'm in search of it, fair maiden.
The ring. It holds the key to my eternal salvation. She remains there in the empty space of the chapel.
I wipe off once again with my whole arm the purple ooze. I nod. Yes, fair lady. Rubbing, fixated on her.
Stalwart Mossling. Thank you. She begins to fade, disappearing into a mist.
I kind of stuttering on myself. I make a mimicry of a knightly bow. I jolt my head towards Jack, sleeping Jack. My fat rolls, wiggling. See if it reacted to anything.
The cold air leaves warmth once more. Then the familiar stillness of this room.
Scratch my triple chin. Kind of try to gauge if enough time has passed for me to wake up Jack. My mind bubbling on what I've seen.
It's about time. Yeah.
Stand up. Walk over to Jack with my almost soul in hand. I start shaking gently Jack's fur. Hey, Jack.
Jack kind of takes a second, ear kind of sort of twitching to listen out before I get up. Maybe take a minute to stretch out the legs, and then take another minute to transform to my humanoid form, and kind of look to Grimble.
Jack, I point. There was a vision, a spirit, not long ago.
I look to Grimble, confused. A vision.
Aye, fair lady. Walked through there, then walked over there. I'm pointing with my finger, doing it actually. Walked right through the table, the stone table. She said, the ring is her salvation. Then she disappeared.
I sort of look at Grimble incredulously, and I say, I think you may have let the ambiance of the place get to your head a little there, Grimble, my friend.
No, it was just now. She was the fairest lady I've ever seen. Tall and imponent.
Okay, well, lady or not, we have a job to do. We have to get the ring anyway.
Oh, well, yes. Perhaps I did get. Maybe I slept. Stand up and kind of muttering to myself. Start grabbing my things. Grabbing one last scoop of the ring of the worm, munching on it.
A little rank now that it has been sitting in this slightly warm, still aired room.
You see that, Jack? I point. She came from there, walked over there, disappeared. Perhaps we should check where the lady came from.
All right, Grimble. For you, I'll check where the lady came from, and I'll make my way to the door where the apparition came from.
I follow after Jack.
The door is unlocked, and it leads into a long hallway that continues to a turn.
I take a minute for my eyes to adjust to the low light of the tunnel for, making my way into it.
I'm following behind Jack, holding my short sword in its scabbard.
Eventually, the hallway opens to a massive hall. Stone blocks compose the walls and floor, and once more this has a similarly vaulted ceiling 20 feet high. Massive pillars, 3 of them in the center. And to the far north of this wall, there is a massive stone double doors. There's an inscription written at the top, deeply cut. Call to the companions. It is very obviously locked. Flanking the double doors are 2 massive stone hounds. They are larger than life, 8 feet tall, and they are chained by the throat to the door's base.
I gawk at the giant statues. Mother Earth, take me. Look at the size of that.
That is impressive.
Impressive. Never seen anything quite like this my whole life.
I check to see the general presence of growth in this chamber.
Sorry, the general what?
The presence of growth and mold in this chamber.
In this chamber, similarly moldy, humid air, but little to no greenery in this hall.
You could house a whole town here.
I wander off a bit closer to one of the pillars, trying to see if there's any inscriptions or engravings.
On the pillars are relief carvings, scenes of war against frost elves and mortal kind. Check.
Looking at the carvings on the pillars, I say, I've heard stories of humans going to war with the frost elves long ago.
I nod, running my fingers over the relief.
Aye. I've heard the same since a wee lad. Odd bunch, but good people overall.
I look behind a pillar, looking at the huge entrance guarded by the stone logs.
Well, if anything,
I point.
our objective has to be on the other side of that.
I'd say so. It's far too ostentatious not to be.
I start walking towards it, adjusting my weights around me, my straps, wiping off purple stuff out of my nose.
I'll follow behind Grimble, keeping a healthy distance, not wanting to get too close to the dog statues.
Incredible. I cannot but wonder. Craftsmanship. How long did they take to build this?
Years, potentially? Without magic, I doubt they could do anything this impressive that quickly.
Probably not the same stonemasons either. They cannot live that long.
Nah.
Approaching the paw of one of the dogs, I touch it.
There is no response. The stone itself, chiseled and smooth, the chains hanging by their throats, slowly swaying.
I look back at Jack, my loose, wobbly skin wiggling with the jolt on my head.
What do we do now?
I look up at the inscription over the door. Call the companions. Who are the companions?
And I tap the statue's feet.
Perhaps they refer to these. I've seen the humans. They're quite fond of this. Don't know why, though.
I tentatively approach one of the dog statues, looking at the base for any inscriptions, text there.
None. No inscriptions. Save for the massive one above the tall door.
I trying to thinking back on human interactions I've seen with dogs. I sort of maybe like sort of take a hand, slap a knee, and whistle out, here boy, here boy.
I stand amazed, looking at Jack as if seeing someone perform a magic trick.
Echoing call for the dogs in this massive hall. But they remain still.
Scratching my necks, my chins.
Perhaps down the hall.
Go ahead, see if there's anything else in this large chamber.
Besides the hallway you just entered in, there are two other exits, one to the south and one to the east. A double doorway to the south and a hallway to the east, like the one you just entered through.
Pointing to the one, or to the doorway to the south. I'll go, that seems important. Let's have a look in there, see if we can find anything else.
Aye. I follow Jack.
The doorway is unlocked. It opens easily enough to what looks to be a family crypt. Stone blocks, vaulted ceiling. But in the middle of this crypt, dancing in midair, arm in arm, are two floating skeletons. They waltz above what looks to be a massive fissure in the floor. Both of them are slick with moisture, covered with slime vapor, similar to the stag. Jewelry covers them.
I stand amazed behind Jack.
Look how graciously they move. What magic is this?
Sort of taking a second to think, I respond with, "It's not like any magic I've ever seen."
Dancing. Perhaps they're lovers.
I would say so. I don't hear any music though.
Well, when you're in love, that's music enough. I don't want to disturb them, Jack. With a worried face. It does not feel right.
I nod and go, "Yes, I'm told it's impolite to disturb the dead, even the dancing kind. Let's maybe look somewhere else."
I still looking at the skeletons dance here. I wipe a tear off of my cheek.
All right. Let us just look somewhere else then.
I carefully reach for the door to close it gently, as if not to disturb them.
I'll wait for Grimble to close the door. I'll make my way for the hallway to the east.
Long hallway like the one you entered in from the west. In this room, the air musty. 7 statues in here. The walls mold patched yellow and purple, vivid fuzz. And on the east wall is a massive mural of a faded mural. It's of a battle of some kind.
Whoa. And I'm gawking at everything.
This place is incredible.
Truly is. The craftsmanship that went into this is almost otherworldly.
Aye. Even the fungi growing here is different. Perhaps I judged them too abruptly.
Looking at the mural, I think back on the legends I've heard of the humans battling the frost elves. Try to determine if this depicts a specific battle.
This painting, slightly clouded by mold, depicts Sir Chide on horseback in battle. On his right hand, he's holding something, but it's obscured by mold. His right hand is raised. Next to him are 2 hounds, hunting hounds, partially obscured by the mold as well. And before him, a wide frost elf army. All of them arrayed against the night. This is a depiction of the war between the humans, the Plurotine Church, and the Cold Prince for the realm of Dolmenwood.
This would seem to depict the humans' church, led by Sir Chide, against the Frost Elves and their cold prince.
Oh, most impressive. Look! 2 hounds!
They're obscured a bit. It's mold in your area of expertise.
Aye. Well, perhaps you can reach and...
I make a gesture of wiping.
Not having anything equivalent to rags, I sort of take my dagger and attempt to scrip the mold, obscuring the hounds.
Roll dexterity.
That's 5. That's a success.
Success. The mold is intact, and with a dexterous hand, it is avoided from being too disturbed. On his right hand, he carries a long sword with a wavy blood grooves surrounded with a white glow. The hounds. The name of one of them is revealed. Inscripted on the hound's color is Cheddar. Cheder.
Cheddar.
That's the name of the hound?
It's the name of one of them, anyway.
Well, what about the second?
I look for or towards the second hound.
It's engraved on there as well. Flaeger. Flaegr.
Flager.
Oh, strange names for... Well, I'm not human.
Well, it's an older human culture. Perhaps they had a different naming sense from the ones we know now.
I forget they change, huh?
Yeah.
I walk over to one of the walls with purple, fuzzy mold growing. I pinch a little bit of it. I put stuff inside one of my ears, my left ear.
All right. I want some of this beauty to come with me forever.
The mold, disturbed, puffs in a big cloud of spores. Grimble, roll doom. It'll be a D20 versus your doom. Success. The cloud itself, big, but you avoid the spores.
I make sure to inhale the spores. Once again, the the ooze coming back together. I pat myself a bit.
All right.
I gently touch the mold again,
Thank you very much. Thank you.
and I turn my back and walk back towards the entrance whence we came.
You can feel a little bit of gratitude from the mold, happy to be in contact with another being.
I looking at Grimble, like over towards the spores. Sort of just think quietly aloud to myself, integrating into the local culture, I see, before making my way back through the hallway to the large chamber.
Right.
Still removing some of the excess of the spores on my leather armor.
All right. I reckon we just stand in front of him and call him.
That seems the best course of action.
I stand in front of the right statue.
I stand in front of the left one.
All right. Now, which one is which one?
I raise a hand.
Shut up! Shut up!
I'll call out Flager.
With a loud howl, the massive stone hounds leap up, excited, tail wagging, tongue out, and they howl and lean down at both of you. Excited, positive.
I stumble back, follow my butt. When I follow my butt, a puff cloud of purple comes out of the seams of my pants.
Oi, oi!
But I soon smile.
I, reacting instinctively, kind of, jump back, tail stands on end, hair standing on end, and make a kind of hissing sound for maybe taking a second to recompose myself.
The hound in front of Grimble inhales a bit of the spores and starts coughing virulently. Loud echoing cough through the chamber. The one in front of Jack continues to be excited, but it's held by the throat by the chains and wants to approach.
Oi, oi, poor boy, come.
I stand up and I try to approach it non-threateningly, trying to touch its muzzle.
The dog whines, appreciative of the touch.
I approach Flager hesitantly, but fearful, and maybe try to quickly sort of touch it on the snout.
Boop, and it just seems to overall have a positive mood, both of these dogs. Then something stirs. The doors themselves, the massive door betwixt these two hounds, starts to loudly shift on their own. These two sides of the door split open, revealing the chamber ahead.
While patting the muzzle, I look at the door opening, mouth agape.
I look towards the opening door. Kind of, big smile sort of spreads across my face and go, yes!
The dogs see you both shift your attention, and they allow this. They sit back down on their pedestal, and instead of sitting at attention, they go to a rest, resting their head on the ground. Both of them.
Well, look at that.
I look at Jack.
Dare enter now?
Yes. I think it's best we get this over and done with.
Aye.
One hand with my short sword, I start treading towards the door.
I'll follow.
The Knight's Tomb. A stone coffer in the middle of the room. In the far wall, a hanging portrait. There are 2 standing silver candlesticks. And the air is still, reverent. Kneeling before the hanging portrait, itself of a fair elf woman, amidst a stone circle, grimed with dust. This portrait, kneeling before it, is a pale, thin, armored, and forlorn-looking man. He's transparent, semi-transparent. Then the man stands up and waits for your approach.
I stand in front of the door, not walking any further.
I look towards the elf maiden, and then to Grimble and back before saying, "You're a fair lady, I take it?"
With my eyes now looking at the figure of the armored figure, I nod.
Aye. Look a lot just like her.
The man speaks with a fading, wavering voice. Adventurers, have you come to my aid?
What? Aye. The fair lady asked for help.
I point to the figure depicting her.
He's maudlin. He is love lost. His heartache seeps throughout this chamber. Well met, adventurers. Long have I desired for assistance. The man turns, his face difficult to see, but he's thin, gaunt, drawn with age.
How may we help? Please tell us.
I have but one desire. He slowly strides forth, brushing a hand over his stone coffer. Take my ring. Take it beneath the tomb. My love awaits me there. Take it to her.
I nod slowly.
I will do it.
I sort of in sort of odd silence, just kind of nod quickly along as well.
His apparition pushes the stone coffer's lid, itself with carvings of surchide leaf patterns over it, and he steps aside and waits.
I look at Jack before meekly, with my hands in front of me, approaching the coffin.
I meekly follow in his steps, sort of maybe taking my top hat off, kind of holding it in respect.
Inside lays the skeleton of the knight. Upon its wrists, a pair of copper bracelets engraved with owls, their eyes amethysts. And of course, upon its finger, a bronze band set with a moonstone, fittings in the form of woven tree branches.
I wipe off my purple knot.
Hey, look. It is the ring.
I look at my hands, dirty, thick fingers.
Jack, perhaps you should remove it. I believe the spirit would not like me to do it. Look how clean it looks.
I approach and sort of, with a hand, sort of gently remove the ring, take it in my hand, and go, yep, this is the ring.
I look at the ring, Jack. Well, I believe we should do what the spirits asked us. This is a bigger issue than I had previously thought.
Jack kind of takes a second before kind of thinking, yeah, we could do that. Then what do we tell the mage?
Well, could not be found. You can bring him a trinket as a sentimental Hello, a token. Besides, I tap my backpack, thinking a bit. You did find a box. That is fair game. But I shall
True.
not defile love that surpass death.
True. I look to Grimble and go, yeah, I say we help.
Big smile with rotten teeth.
Aye, how we do?
I clumsily bow to the skeleton and I start making my way back.
The ghost of Sir Chide fades, and two adventurers bearing the ring walk down the stairs out of the tomb to fulfill their quest. Okay. That's good. There you go.